I need to be making money here. Like I need to be like, if I made like 10 or 20 or $30.
Hi everyone. Hello. Hi Rita. Welcome.
Hi.
Hi. I am Elle Ballard, founder of Women of the World Network, and on our podcast, Empowered Global Women in Business, I am so excited and so happy to invite and have today as a guest one of my friends, Rita Roushdy. Hi Rita, welcome.
Hi. Thank
Hi.
you for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Absolutely. It's great to have you and thank you for taking the time to be with us. I'm excited for this conversation.
Absolutely. I'm so excited. And for everyone who's going to be listening, it's going to be
Yeah,
amazing.
it's going to be amazing. Before we jump on, I want to introduce Rita properly. So let me do that first. So Rita Roushdy is a founder of Abundance on Demand, specializing in money mindset and manifestation energetics. Oh, I love that. She helps established coaches and service providers feel confident and connected to their infinite state of abundance, supporting them releasing the constant worry and anxiety around money and feeling financially secure in their business so they can generate consistent five-figure flows, five-figure months. Her clients are able to buy their new cars in cash and feel abundant in doing so. They travel the world and experience new cultures whilst running their multi six-figure businesses. They can feel good taking time off and going on holidays whilst their businesses continue to generate passive income. Beautiful. Welcome again.
Welcome. Thank you.
I love it. I love abundance and I love just this whole, synchrony with what we are working on, which we will shortly share. And the just it's just vibrational synchrony and everything that's working. It's just so beautiful to me always. And I love what you do. And now that we've shared that, my first question that I wanted to start our conversation today is uh, share with us what makes you like why did you choose to do that and what makes you unique in doing so in doing what you do today.
So I absolutely love the work that I do for many reasons, but because I've gone through that process myself of hustling and self-sacrificing and having like all of the different income streams that all required my time, energy, and attention. And I was literally like finding pockets in my day as to, oh, like I need to be making money here. Like I need to be like, if I made like 10 or 20 or $30 from some or pounds because I'm from the UK, uh, pounds an hour doing something. I'm like, how can I double that? And I was following the money. And like that was like a few years of my life. And sometimes I realized at the beginning of the pandemic, it allowed me to take a step back and actually recognize that it's not the life that I wanted to live. And it's not like I've not even achieved anything because the money that was coming in, it was going right back out. Because I was constantly moving into action from a space of scarcity, from a space of how can I get more, meaning I don't have enough,
Yeah.
meaning I am in lack, right? So I was moving constantly through that vibration
Mm.
because I wasn't even enjoying the money that was coming in, right? Because
Yeah.
I was always like, well, I can't take time off because if I'm not
Yeah.
working, I am losing money. I could be making money in that space of the hour or a week, or if I'm out of the country, I can't be making money.
Yeah.
So when the pandemic hit, I was so excited to really just re reconstruct my life and business and the way that I do things. And I've gone through a lot of healing. And it is my absolute pleasure to have the ability and to have the skill and the capacity to hold that space for other women and to support them in also raising the vibration and feeling better and feeling fully secure with money. And yeah, I
Yeah.
feel like it's such a powerful path and journey that I'm on, and I'm so honored to be able to have given this gift to be able to
Yeah.
pass it
Yeah. And I love that. Thank you for sharing that because I think it's just so much more powerful, and you can really create powerful results when you have gone through this yourself, right? And then you can really feel what others are feeling in a similar situation. So thank you for sharing that. I love that journey, and
Yeah.
congratulations on getting where you are today. And that takes me to my next question. I know you're such a global traveler, and I love that. I love travel myself, and you are really, so international and beautiful. Um, Based on your travels and your lead, like what country do you call home?
That is a very good question. When I get asked here, like even when I just meet someone for the first time, and like if you're listening to this or if you're seeing me for the first time on your screen or in your podcast,
Mhm.
and you're thinking, oh, where's she from? This is how I phrase it. I say that I'm born and raised in Egypt, so it is my hometown, but I have spent the past 20 years in the UK, so I do have homes there. I am logistically based in the UK. 20 years, like basically my childhood has been in Egypt, but my majority of my adulthood and like my growth has been in the UK. And for the past 8 to 9 months, depending on when you'll be listening to this podcast, I might still be in Mexico. I keep extending, so I love it here,
Wow.
and I love the ability and the freedom to be able to travel and take my business on the road and still have an impact.
Yeah, I love that. I love
Yeah.
that. That's so beautiful. And that enriches you so much, right? Like living in different
Yeah.
countries is just, it's beautiful. Love it, love it, love it. So with that, actually, on the similar note, how do you think your background limited or favored you?
Hmm, that is such a deep question. And I love deep questions, so I'm here for it. Um,
Me too. I love
me, I believe that up until 4 years ago, when I first really started my healing journey, because I do believe that we're always healing, we're always moving through things and we're learning from them, even though we might not have the tools to process what is happening to us or for us back then when.
it.
It's coming back around for us to be able to, when we have the safety created within our systems to be able to process those emotions. So we were always healing, but I do believe that up until the past 4 years, I have been almost at the mercy of my programming, right? So almost like living unconsciously. Like I had
Yes.
no control
Yes.
over my reality. I didn't take any responsibility for my reality because I didn't know how. I didn't know that I could. So
Yes.
how could I, right?
Mhm.
We can only know what we know.
Right.
And I'm here to share with you today and share this really important message, and that's completely changed my life,
Mm-hmm.
is that the one thing that I realize is by taking responsibility for your reality, we're not saying blame yourself for everything that's happened. We're not saying that. What we're saying is that there are depths to which we create our reality. And 10 years ago, like way before I started like listening to The Secret, I started doing affirmations and I started to like flood my mind with all of
Yes.
these positive things.
Yes.
And they were powerful, but they weren't as powerful as my subconscious mind.
Mhm.
My subconscious mind was so much more overpowering. It was at 95% power, or it had 95% power over my reality. What I attracted, the opportunities that I attracted in my life, and how I reacted to them was coming from the subconscious mind, how I felt on a regular basis. So no matter how many affirmations I would flood my mind with, that was still going on internally.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I can't even remember what the question was.
How have your background limited or favored you?
I don't believe it's either limited or favored me. I feel like I feel blessed for everything that I've experienced.
Mhm.
because even culturally, like cultures have paradigms, right? We all have paradigms. Each culture has a paradigm. Each generation has a paradigm. So I feel like it is. I believe in acceptance. I believe in surrendering as to what is and
Mhm.
how can I use this for my best capability. So I don't believe in anything that is good or bad. I believe
Mhm.
like, okay, cool, like neutrality. How can I move through this? What is this here to teach me? If it is a limitation or if it's favorable, okay, great. Like I've achieved my result. Like cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I so appreciate that, Rita, because I myself, grew up in different cultures, and that's why my whole idea behind Women of the World Network was just connecting these cultures. And you're right, yeah, there are so many cultural paradigms. It's so much programming, and sometimes it's such a great programming. We just talked about perseverance yesterday, and we talked about surrounding yourself with uplifting messages and all that. And it's just so important. And there is always another level, so it never stops. But there are definitely things that we can always work on. And having such rich backgrounds and upbringings and in the mix, I think it's just so important to go back to those roots and remembering that, because this is where the strength lies. And I love this conversation, so thank you. That's, yeah, so beautiful.
Well,
Okay.
absolutely. Whilst we're on that subject,
Yeah.
actually, I want to share that
Yeah.
recently, I mean, for the majority 20 years, I mean, when I moved from Egypt to the UK,
Hmm.
I was bullied a lot because I wasn't speaking the language
Yeah.
and I almost shunned that part of me. I'm from the UK. Anyone who asks me, I'm British. I have a British passport. Like I am British.
Yeah.
And only up until like a few maybe months ago, whilst I was in Mexico, I was going through a really tough time. And I believe that was an initiation for me to
Mhm.
remember my heritage and to really
Mm.
reclaim that part of me and include it in my story. So that's why when you ask me, where are you
Oh,
from?
love that.
I'm like,
Yeah.
well.
Yes.
So it
Yes.
is, I completely agree. And it's almost like I have almost rejected a
Yeah.
part of me up until recently. So yeah, and
Mhm.
yeah, I see so many of my programming coming from my mom and dad, but not culturally so
Mhm.
much personally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing. Thank you for being so transparent, Rita, because I think so many listeners can share with that. And I can definitely share with that, because I think when we come in the mix with new culture, when we start, and this can only be understood if the person have been through that experience, right? Like literally, like truly leading in a new culture, and trying to fit in. And some people consider it's a traumatic experience, sometimes can be because of these things. And then after having gone through that, fitting in, after all this, having gone through that journey and realizing, going back to, okay, this is who actually I am, and I'm going to claim that, and I'm going to stand here, and having enough strength and courage to say, this is who I am, and I'm going to do this. And but I think it takes this whole circle, to come back to that. And that's why I love this conversation, because it's so relatable, and because it just goes back to why I'm so passionate about this whole supporting women like yourself. And so beautiful. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. And yeah. So you might have already shared this, but in our conversation already. But my next question was, what was your biggest lesson or something? And again, you might have shared that already. Something you had to overcome while building a life, or a business as a multinational woman, because now you lived a little bit and I don't know if it's a little bit, maybe it's not a little bit in Mexico, right? And different countries. What would you say was your biggest lesson?
So I'm going to share two because I
Mhm.
have shared a little on two of them and I feel
Yeah.
they're so important in both. I
Mhm.
actually have three, but I'm going to just share two.
Yeah.
I have more than three. I have So the first one is to see your reality as an opportunity for reflection into your subconscious mind.
Beautiful. Yes.
So the subconscious mind piece has been missing for me over the past, well, before 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's when I started to see my reality shift.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I started to see my business shift and effortlessness in the clients coming to me, because I raised my vibration truly from a deep subconscious place and worked on deep trauma, deep childhood trauma that live in the subconscious that we are not even aware of. Like, we're not aware of because our subconscious is here to protect us.
Yeah.
So it will close the doors on painful memories
Yes.
until it feels safe enough in someone else's container, in someone else's space holding, or within yourself, even when you have the nervous system capacity, the safety within your nervous system to be able to see memories that may be a little bit too painful in the past, that maybe you haven't had the tools to process the emotions of in the past.
Yeah.
That slowly will open the doors to deeper and deeper memories. So your subconscious is the key to literally changing your life, but in any way that you need or desire, shape or form. Money, love, relationship, abundant, everything.
Love that.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
And the second one is, it's quite funny that we were talking about fitting in.
Uh-huh.
I believe that today, in today's world, everyone's trying to stand out.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So how can you be more unique? How can you stand out? How can you claim? And that's, I feel like that's has been a big part of my awakening into actually in reclaim, like the reclamation of who I
Yeah.
truly am at my core. And I've been working with Goddess Isis. I've been working when I've been getting like tiny little like little guidance, like beetles. Like I saw beetles and I like in Mexico, and I saved the beetle from like the pool,
Oh,
and then like I see like the ankh, like tattoos and different people, like I
yeah.
getting these guided messages
Mm-hmm.
that has led me towards that. And in my desire to stand out, those messages have been that have been coming to me.
Beautiful.
So
Yeah.
yeah, how can you
Yeah.
stand out? How can you ask yourself? You don't have to find the answer.
Yes.
Just ask
Yes.
yourself, how can I stand out? How can I be more?
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
the world will offer itself to you.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, how can I stand out? How can I be more in just really walking my truth? If this was a day for me to walk my full truth, 150%, what would I do? Like, how is it going to look like? What is it going to be? What am I going to do? Because it all, at the end of the day, it all comes to what is it that I truly want? Because we can get it all. Like you are living in your dream place right now. This is your truth. This is what you want. And everything is aligned with the money, the thing that we want. There is nothing wrong with wanting, beautiful things if that's what you want, right? And all this is just at the end of the day. And I think for a lot of people, it's just hard. It's just a hard question because there's no answer. Like they truly don't know, right?
I mean, this is one of the things I work with my clients on, and when they don't know, it's actually fear of failure. It's like worried that if I dream and if I say out loud what I actually
Yeah.
desire, that I might not get it, I might be disappointed. Or fear of success. Or what
Yes.
if I have this huge vision and maybe lose people? Because I
Yes.
have people from my life as a result of this move, right? But it was
Yeah.
the most authentic thing for me. I've always dreamt to travel. I've always dreamt to be in this having this freedom lifestyle.
Yeah.
But also you will create, and having that trust within yourself, that you will be able to create the new connections,
Yeah.
the having trust within yourself to make the decisions to have the better reality that you wanted to desire, that you've desired to create,
Mm-hmm.
instead of what would happen if it doesn't happen.
If
And
it
just
doesn't.
even in yourself to actually allow yourself to dream big.
Yeah. Yeah, taking that little, it takes huge courage to take that little step, and it seems little step, and um we often, I think we often diminish how courageous we already are. I know I do that. I achieve some goal and then I jump on the next one, but without, really just embracing and celebrating, so I think this is so that was just been recently big reminder for me last year or so, just really pause and celebrate things. Okay, I love this conversation, so amazing. So I want to move on to talking about, and I'm so excited to have you in the book. And we are about to release our third multi-author bestseller book, representing women from, I think about 12 countries in this book we have, and it's going to be Women Money. And the official title actually right now is Women, Money, and Energy of Life. And I just love the stories and how it's all interconnected, money and energy of life. And that's why we came up with this title, because as reading all these beautiful stories, and Rita's story is in the book, representing how sharing their backgrounds and how that changed them, how sharing their journeys. And I wanted to talk about self-trust, because before we started this podcast today, we talked briefly about it, as self-trust as connected to what you're sharing in your chapter. If you could just share just briefly a little bit about that.
Absolutely. So, without giving too much away,
Yes.
the chapter is called Feel Insecure with Money, and that is what I teach. And today we've just talked about self-trust, because I have been on such a roll with like my Instagram account and with my clients about how to cultivate that self-trust within them, so that they trust themselves to serve the clients that they have, to trust themselves that they can like support the clients in the way that they've promised them, to trust themselves when they're spending money, trust themselves to manage money. It's so ingrained into so many different areas of our lives, and it's usually a distorted concept because of past experiences. So for example, one of my, I mean, I don't know how the stars are aligning right now. I feel like a lot of people are having very similar experiences of people letting them down. So I've had one of my team members let me down 2 weeks ago, and I've had to let her go. And now I'm taking on this whole other role into my business. My client has been let down by her business coach, and there's a theme. There's like my other friend is having a very similar experience. My other friend is having a very, so there's a theme, and I wanted to speak about this because as we hold on to those experiences, we are we're basically holding on to the energy, and we're possibly passing it forward, because hurt people, right? So how can we fully forgive, and not just say like, cool, like I forgive you? No, like actually feel it.
Actually, yeah.
And it's almost like you are, and I've recorded this on one of the self-study videos I've just created. It's always like, you're carrying a rucksack full of rocks, and you're going like up this really steep mountain, and it's really heavy and it's uncomfortable, and you can just let it go. You can literally just take your rucksack off and let it go. And that's what forgiveness is like. And it cultivates self-trust, because you are letting that energy go, and then you're building trust with your intuition. You're building, because when you've been let down by other people, you start to question yourself, right? You start to question your decision making. Well, if this coach has let me down, maybe I'll let my clients down. And then you move into letting your clients down. And I feel like it's such an important message in today's world, where basically everyone is a coach. Right? to actually work on the self-trust and being able to hold capacity for the clients that you are calling in, because everyone wants to be booked out. Everyone wants the money, but it's not about the money. It's about the service. And so it's about the service, and it comes
Exactly.
from service to self. How can I be full to the brim that I am overflowing into other people's cups and businesses and lives?
Yeah.
And it starts with self-trust, and
Mhm.
it's a huge concept that feeds into feeling secure with money, because the money
Yeah.
that comes in, again, if you don't have the capacity to manage it correctly, or if you don't have the belief system or the nervous system safety within to hold large sums of money, you'll
Yeah.
not have the trust built in within yourself to manage it correctly. And that's why you'll have, like, I'll have clients come in who have made like 10K months, and they're like, I don't trust myself to spend it. What
Mm-hmm.
if it goes tomorrow? What if I don't sign a client next month? And then
Yeah.
they budget it for the next few months. And
Mhm.
lo and behold,
Yeah.
that income goes down because they're moving through into action with mistrust.
Mistrust. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So
It's
it's
such
huge.
a, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying it's a huge.
It's such a, yeah, I was just going to say the same thing. It's such a big, yeah, it's just such a big topic, but so important, such an important topic. And I feel like this is a time came to speak about this. Just like we talked about, everybody is coming out of the shell. Excuse me. Everybody's trying to be, in their own authentic selves.
Mm, exactly.
And showing up beautifully, and which is beautiful to watch. And I think self-trust has to just, it's so connected to that. Yeah, definitely to money, definitely to all these things. So I love this. I love that you are working on this. I love that you are uncovering this and talking about this. And I want to ask something that we also talked about is you working on safe spending guide
Yeah.
for your clients or people that you meet, right? So could you share, and I know we're going to probably post a link to
Yeah.
the guide in the comments, so check that out. But could you share a little bit about that?
Absolutely. So it's very exciting for me because this is actually a free document as to, like, how can I give back to the community and anyone who comes into contact with me, in supporting them no matter where they are on their journey, so that they can just raise their vibration just a little bit and feel safe with money. So there is this whole document, and I'm creating videos as well with it to support the person who downloads it with very specific practices and very specific tools and techniques that they can cultivate and implement into their daily life as they spend, as they receive money, so that they can feel a bit safer with money and a bit more secure within their coaching business. Is specifically for coaches who
Right.
have these huge income months, but then they don't feel safe spending it.
Mm-hmm.
So, and or they, on the other side, they spend it too quickly because they don't have the safety within their nervous system to hold large sums of money. So there's all these tools and techniques in this document to help coaches with this.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that. I love that. So I'm looking forward to
I
checking that out for sure. I love it, and sharing it with our audience. Definitely beautiful. Okay, so this is the time for the rapid fire questions.
Awesome. Okay, apparently this is fun. We'll see.
Yeah, I love this because it just makes you kind of think, because we don't typically share this question, so that's the rapid fire, of course. But yeah, so I'm just gonna ask 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have five questions here. So are you ready?
Ready? I'm like,
Okay, the first one is your favorite book name is?
ooh, Deepak Chopra. Do I have to answer really quickly? I can't remember the name. The Seven Principles of Success.
Oh, like that.
It's such a powerful book.
Uh-huh. Awesome. Beach or mountains?
Ooh, I have beach, but mountains I don't have. So beach because I'm here. Otherwise, I would be in the mountains.
Yeah. Favorite international destination to visit?
I'm already in it, Tulum.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah, it's on my list to visit. I've never been. Summer or winter?
Summer. Yeah.
Awesome. And the last one is things that you have discovered about yourself recently.
And so freaking powerful. Like the I don't know if you know about Tulum, but I'm gonna expand on this a little bit. But I don't know if you know about Tulum, but Tulum is an energy, like a vortex energy, right?
Yeah,
So you gotta
I've
be
heard
really
about
careful.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, with like all of the Mayan and ancient wisdom and history
Mhm.
that the land holds, that it's an
Mhm.
energy. So you've got to be really careful with the thoughts that you hold on to, the words that you speak, and the beliefs that you hold on to. And it's first of all, it is very quick in showing you exactly what you've asked for, subconsciously or subconsciously or consciously. So we've got to be really careful. And it's a really pinch me moment when you speak something and you let it go and you allow the manifestation and you
Yeah.
trust, right?
Yeah.
You allow the manifestation process to actually occur and it just shows up for you. And it's
Mhm.
just through surrendering and allowing and trusting and being in your feminine energy and be open to receive. There's so many pieces to this, but it's so powerful and it's a reminder as to how powerful we really are.
We are. Yeah. Yeah. Yay, beautiful. Thank you again, Rita, for the time. I know I always love talking to you and sharing this conversation. This is why I love talking to women, with international women from all over the world, because there's always something that I take away from this juicy conversation, as always. Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to meeting you in person in May for our book signing. But definitely check out our book. It's coming out this spring, Women and Money and Energy of Life. And check out Rita's links that we're going to post below the video here. And with that, thank you, Rita, again. Thank you, guys. We'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye.